Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another video. I am joined by two very special guests, the Olympus Report and the Mythos Archive. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, definitely.
Today, we're going to be doing a death battle between very famous Percy Jackson characters. So we're pretty much going to be killing off a few of them, so if you like any of them, then not our problem. We're judging them based off of their intellect, their strength, their powers, and their skill. We're going to just pretty much see who comes out on top. And yeah, you guys can agree with us, disagree with us in the comments. Let us know who you think should win. So let's get started. First character we have is Jason Grace.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
And our next character we got Alex Fiero.
Oh!
Wow.
Wasn't even thinking about that.
That's an interesting
Very interesting matchup. Okay, cool. Very cool. Jason Grace versus Alex Fiero. In a fight, who would win? Okay.
So I think if Alex Fiero has a brick, she's
Yeah,
winning.
certainly.
Or he's winning, depending on the day.
And Alex, we're assuming, has the Surtur's Fire Sword. For those who have not read Nine from the Nine Realms, Alex sneaks into Muspelheim during a meeting that Surtur is having with a bunch of other Norse entities, and she takes his Fire Sword.
I read it a while ago and only once, so I forgot about that. But yes, that definitely happened. It's kind of like this matchup is really interesting because unlike the two previous ones we did, in my mind there's not really a clear-cut winner. I think it could really go either way. I think Jason has the background and the skill and the training to win as a warrior, but I do think Alex has more raw power and potential. I do think, just off my initial thoughts, I think Jason probably comes out on top, but just barely.
But she's more suited to trickery, being the child of the god of mischief.
And it's interesting because Jason's kind of like the opposite of Alex in the sense that Alex relies on trickery, and Jason is very like clear-cut, honest battle style.
Most important thing here is that I do think that Alex could match Jason in terms of raw power output thanks to Surtur's sword and her shapeshifting. However, unlike Frank, Alex has never shown the potential to increase the size of the animal that she's turning into, nor have we ever seen her turn into a dragon or any kind of mythical creature. Another issue here is that Jason, via just his powers, without even any weapons, he can attack from a distance with his lightning bolts. He also has control over the air, which could make flying as, say, a flamingo difficult.
I just pictured like Alex as a flamingo and like Jason just like creating a wind tunnel and being like, ah!
I was going to say that since Jason's dead, that like, oh, it would pretty much be a one, like, oh, he pretty much already lost, he's pretty much dead. But then I realized Alex is also dead.
Alex is also dead. This could take place in some sort of
I feel
afterlife.
like if we were to discuss that prospect, it would be way too complex. But it's just something to think about. Like, yeah, they're both dead. Like, maybe that's what happens if they were to actually fight.
Unlike Jason, Alex has the potential to die again, because if an Inherye dies outside of Hotel Valhalla, they're out of the picture permanently.
100%. I feel like one day that'd be kind of cool. It's like he writes maybe like a little short story. Jason goes to Valhalla or something. That'd be kind of funny.
Jason goes to Valhalla. I would.
He
love
did die
that.
a warrior's death, which is the way you get into Valhalla.
Okay, well, I would have to say that it is a tough match, like I do think, and it's also kind of difficult because you're mixing the Greek and Norse worlds. Like, this is the first time we're kind of discussing that.
Yep.
In series, we get Greek mixed with Egyptian, but not Greek mixed with Norse.
100%.
Or Roman.
Our idea of who's going to win is going to change based off of, we rank them on their intellect and whatever, but I'm going to say, off of my initial reaction, I think Jason wins.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So based off of that alone, we're gonna just go into our listings here, and then we'll make we'll have a better idea of who's gonna win this. So let's start with Jason with his intellect. What are we thinking 1 to 5, his intellect?
He is a former Roman praetor, and while memory loss would definitely affect his intellect, because we've only ever known him when he has memory loss, he hasn't lost any of his battle skill, as we see him very quickly whip out a weapon to fight off a storm spirit.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. You know, he is light on his feet
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So yeah, he's a smart guy. Like, it's Jason, he's not dumb. He knows what's up. So I'm gonna give him about a 4 for his intellect. That's pretty fair. Now going forward, we're gonna go into Jason's strength. I think it's a 5.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a 5. He's the child of like the big 3. Like, you know, like he's Zeus. Like, it doesn't get much more powerful than that.
Plus, he was trained at Camp Jupiter, which is notably far more militaristic than Camp Half-Blood.
And I'm gonna have to say the exact same thing for his powers, which is also a 5.
Being able to continually attack from a distance is about as significant as you can get in terms of powers.
I think having range on your side is so important. I think even Percy's attacks, like he does have some range with the water, but it's not as effective when he's up close. Jason can just like dish out a ton of lightning and all that stuff.
Plus, I mean, he can summon like tornadoes and storms.
Yeah,
like, it's
exactly.
Yeah.
And lastly, for his skill, I'm gonna also have to give him a 5, guys. I don't know.
I was gonna say I was also gonna give him a 5.
We know that he's a match for Percy blow for blow, so it would stand to reason he'd have to be around the same skill level as Percy, who is the greatest swordsman at Camp Half-Blood in the past 300 years, aside from Luke.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, he was raised at Camp Jupiter, which is much more regimented, much more militaristic, focusing a lot more on strength and training. And I mean, he's been there since he was 2 years old. So like, just a strict schedule of training from 2 to 16. Like, yeah, he's got the skills.
So with all that being said, Jason's at a 19 out of 20 right now, which is pretty much like almost as strong as you can get in this universe. So it's looking like a sweep, guys. But let's first see what Alex is, and then we'll discuss. So now talking about Alex Fiero, and we're gonna start with her intellect. How smart are we thinking Alex is, guys?
I think I'm gonna give Alex a 4, just because, like we said before, intellect is kind of like this very broad term. And while I don't think she's the same kind of smart as like Annabeth or even Leo, I think Alex has like this sense of common sense, if that makes sense.
Like a battle instinct. Interesting. Honestly, going into this, when I first saw Alex, I initially was going to say she's a 5 in intellect, because I do remember her like having to do a lot of problem solving. She's a child of Loki, right? So she's kind of more thinking wise than she is raw strength. She's about disguises and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It's a good question. I don't think she's Annabeth level smarts.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think I would bump her up to a 5 just because she is very perceptive in certain situations.
Okay, so we'll give Alex a 5 for her intellect. For her strength, okay, what are we thinking, guys? I have no clue, actually. I don't know.
I would honestly, I feel like I lean towards maybe a 3, because when I look at Alex, I don't go super strength. I think a lot of her power lies within her powers of like the shape-shifting.
I think you're right. I don't think of Alex as a strong character. I just think of her as more of a trickery, kind of intelligent more character.
Yeah.
Perfect. If we agree on that, let's go on to the powers.
Another tricky one. I would say either a 4 or 5 for this one.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of raw combat capacity, I wouldn't put her shape-shifting in the same category as Frank, because like I said, she cannot turn into mythical creatures, or at least we've never seen her able to do that, and she cannot turn into giant versions of regular animals. What she can do is turn into people.
I think, based off of those facts, I would probably give her a 4.
Yeah, I'm comfortable
agreed.
with that.
That makes sense. And for the final one is her skill. Okay, well, this is hard, but this one's hard, guys.
It's hard because Alex has definitely shown skill in battle. But again, she doesn't have the formal training that a lot of demigods, Greek and Roman, have had, or even some of the other Hotel Valhalla and Heryi that have been there for hundreds of years. Like Alex is very fresh and new, very similar to Magnus in that regard.
Right.
I feel like I want to give her a 3, and I feel like that feels low.
I was thinking
Agreed.
the exact same thing. Like, we don't really explore her skill, or even when we do, it's like she's more into pottery. She's an artist. She helps out when she can, and she can be useful with the whole shape-shifting, but it's not as explored as Frank's. It's not as powerful as Frank's. And it's like, like I said before, I don't really see her as a fighter or even as like a powerhouse. I see her as like a smart character, but not particularly like skilled at fighting or whatever. So
Agreed.
yeah, I'm gonna go with a 3, and that would leave Alex at a 15.
I feel like that
So,
makes sense.
Yeah.
I think we got our answer.
I think it would be a fun battle to watch, but I think Jason comes out on top. Well, this is fantastic. We didn't have to kill Jason a second time.
Oh, that's messed up. So right now, so that just to clarify, Jason had 19 points and Alex had 15 points. So Jason did sweep it, but honestly, I'm kind of surprised he didn't sweep it as much as I thought he would.
Agreed.
Alex is pretty capable, so good for her. But Jason won that fight, and we're gonna just leave it on that. And now we have one more from myself, and we're gonna spin it 2 more times. So let's see who we get. Our first contendee is Mallerie Keane. Okay.
All right, another Norse
Not what I was
demigod.
expecting, but okay.
Holy smokes. And the next one up is, oh Lord, Carter Kane.
Whoa!
All right, this is a super interesting
Well,
Egyptian versus Norse.
someone's going to die tonight. And I think I know who it is, but
I think I know who it is too. I can't even think of like a scenario where I could give Mallory like a fair fighting
oh my
chance.
God. It's such a terrible like matchup. It's so funny to me, but yeah, we have to do it. We have to
Yeah.
we have to go for it. We have to go for it.
I don't even think Carter needs to use magic. He could just win with his swords for the sake of Mallory. I think Mallory is a very skilled warrior.
Mm-hmm.
She's been in Hotel Valhalla for like 100 years at the point of Magnus Chase. So she's had 100 years to train and hone her skills. Very quick and very skilled with daggers. So I think catching up to her would be difficult. I may have spoken too soon. I don't think Carter could just beat her with his Kopeshes. I do think he would need to incorporate magic. So if he didn't use magic, I think it would be a pretty interesting fight because both of them kind of specialize on close combat fighting styles, using the curved sword and using the daggers. However, if you throw magic into it, I think Carter uses one spell and then the fight is over.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mallory, to be fair, does have inherent strength, durability, and even regeneration, but I do think that Carter's magic would eventually overwhelm her. We need to remember, he was chosen to be the Pharaoh.
Yeah, I think I'm agreeing with both of you guys completely that it seems like she might have like a little bit of durability against him, but in terms of like an actual fight, yeah, let's see. So we would first start off with Mallerie Keane. In terms of her intellect, I don't actually remember too much about her character, guys. You gotta help me out here a little bit. It's been a while.
No worries. I actually didn't either, and I just did a video on her, which is helping me a lot.
Okay, great.
Because otherwise, I would have remembered nothing. I wouldn't say she's the smartest character. I do think, kind of like Alex, she has like this like common sense for battle. So I would put her pretty middle of the road. I think I would give her maybe like a 3.
That's fair. Based off what I remember of her character, she seemed pretty in the middle, pretty like not the smartest, but not like stupid either. So yeah, 3.
She can come across as hot-headed, having recently looked at her page for reference. And while she has been at Hotel Valhalla for a long time, I only remember her doing something significant at the series once towards the end of Ship of the Dead.
Oh brother, you know we're really unprepared when we're going to the wiki, eh, you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think based off what we know about her, it's not too much, but I think it's just safe to give her a 3 because she doesn't seem stupid.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem particularly smart.
Super smart. Yeah.
We'll keep it at 3 for intellect. As for her strength, does she have like any particular powers, if I'm remembering?
She doesn't. Like when I was doing research for my video, like I don't know if we just never experienced them, but she doesn't have any specific demigod abilities.
I double-checked the wiki, and yeah, she doesn't.
Okay, so she's dead. Good to know.
Just because she's an Inheri Yeah, I'd give her a 4 for strength.
Agreed.
Okay, I can live with that. Yeah, let's give her like a little bit of some points because I feel kind of bad, but
I feel so bad.
yeah. Yeah, so we'll give her a 4 because she is an Harry, and, you know, she has been through a lot with Magnus on the adventures.
Yeah.
Definitely not a slouch. We'll say 4 for strength. However, we're about to backfire really hard with the powers because she literally has none.
She literally has none, so I can't even judge it. Like, I feel like we have to give her a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets a 1 for powers. Great.
I hope there's no, like, Mallerie Keane stands.
Yo, they're
watching
gonna
this.
kill us.
Certainly.
And then skill-wise, I remember her being kind of skilled.
She's got much more experience than most of the other characters we've considered, having been in Hotel Valhalla for a very long time.
Yeah, I'd give her maybe a 4.
Honestly, I'm okay with that because she's gonna lose anyways. So let's
Yeah.
just give her a
There
4.
you go.
So with that being said, she has 12 points. Now let's
Okay.
get to the man, the myth, the legend, Carter Kane. So first and foremost, starting off with his intellect, I'm gonna throw it out here, guys, but he's a 5.
I was just gonna say he's a 5. Not only is he book smart, he's battle smart.
He's also the one who wrote Brooklyn House Magician's Manual, which is literally an instruction manual for new initiates.
It reminds me of in the book crossover between Percy Jackson and the Kane Chronicles, how like Annabeth and Carter kind of was like nerding out over the two mythologies. It kind of shows
Yeah.
the parallels that like Carter's kind of like the Annabeth version
The
of that world.
yeah, the
The Annabeth
Yep.
version with a comparable power level to Percy.
For sure. Yeah, that's a really good
Yeah.
point. He's completely busted, actually. So, yeah, he's a 5. We'll all agree on the intellect. Do we all agree on the 5 intellect?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Now, in terms of his strength, it's been a while since I read Kane Chronicles. What are we thinking with the strength, guys? I don't remember how strong he was.
I'm going with a 5.
I mean, he's pretty freaking strong.
I remember when Percy first showed up in the crossover, Carter immediately hammered him with a fist of Horus. Horus is a war god.
Hold on, my memory of the entire thing is a little bit fuzzy.
That's why we need Disney to get on this King.
Yeah, man,
Yep.
what's going on here? These guys are slacking right now. I do know that he is considered like one of the most powerful. They considered him for Pharaoh, and Horus chose him. I'm probably pissing off a lot of Kane Chronicles fans right now, but you know what? It's okay. In terms of his strength, what do we think at 4 or 5?
I think we gotta go with a 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we gotta
He's-
go for
with
5.
his combat avatar and the fact that he was able to host Horus despite how dangerous that is in the Red Pyramid when he's least experienced, he's probably about as strong,
Yeah.
physically speaking, as a Egyptian magician can be.
Okay, so let's give him a 5. I'm super down for that. Same thing for his powers. I'm thinking we're going to 5 again, right?
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna give him a 5.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I agree.
Just because like Egyptian magic is like it just covers so much. You can do so much with it.
Yeah, it is really
Yeah,
broken.
shape-shifting combat avatar.
Invisibility spells, portals.
A lot of elemental stuff too.
It's endless.
Yeah, we'll give him a 5 for that too, because, like you said, if it had to be some of the more powerful stuff in the Riordan verse, it's definitely the Kane Chronicles stuff. It's kind of strange to say because most of the more popular stuff is the Greek and Roman stuff, but like you go into Kane
Yep.
Chronicles and these guys are like beefing with all these like magicians and stuff, and they're hitting all these crazy spells. It's like I don't even know how the demigods would fare against it. They had to literally
yeah.
they had to make it so that Percy was like resistant to the magic to even give him a chance. So yeah, I give him a 5 for the powers, and then what are we thinking for skills?
Skill is the one area I'd put him a bit lower in.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would agree. Because, I mean, he is skilled with a sword, but he doesn't have a lot of training. He didn't train a lot in that area. I think a lot of the times he then relies on his combat avatar
True.
and the magic.
True.
So, I mean, he's still skilled wise. So, I feel like maybe a 4. I could also hear the argument for a 3. Personally, I'd put him at a 4.
Specifically counting his skill with his magic. Like, he doesn't have as much straight sword combat in the series as, say, Percy, but he does have quite a few fights, both with monsters, gods, and other magicians.
I think I'm willing to agree that he can be a 4. I don't think he's like a perfect 20 across the board. I think a solid 19 is what this guy deserves. Not perfect, but
Yep.
pretty much as strong as Jason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously Carter is absolutely demolishing Mallerie Keane. And yeah, we're gonna end it there on a very clean and easy victory. So thank you all for watching the video. Go check out both the channels of our two welcomed guests here today. And I hope you guys had fun. Please comment down below what you guys think of our opinions. Maybe you guys think we're crazy. Maybe you think we're nuts and Carter Kane would actually lose against Mallerie Keane, which if that is the case, then you could just please type a very solid argument because I would love to see it. It'd be really fun to read. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Let us know what you guys think, and also go check out the videos that are going to be coming out on their channels regarding the same topic, just with different characters. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and have a good one. Bye-bye.